What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Andrew's Reptile Arc. I'm Andrew, and this week we're going to do a video on Are Turtles a Good Pet Reptile? This is Squirrel right here. He's trying to get away. I'm Andrew Edwards. I've spent most of my life learning about animals. And now, focusing on education, breeding, care, and the discovering of new animals. Welcome to Andrew's Reptile Arc. So this is one of our two pet red ear sliders. This is Squirrel right here, and we have his brother Kiwi. And his claws are very sharp. So these guys are one of the most common pet turtles you can find in the industry. They are extremely personable. They don't get very big. You can train them so that they actually recognize their owners. They do swim up to us. But there's a closer shot for you guys. And this is not a full-grown turtle either. These guys, as males, will get to around 8 inches. There you go, let them swim a little bit. They get to around 8 inches of shell length. This guy's about 4. And females will get to about 12 inches. Now that's a big turtle. These guys are two males. You can tell by the size tail in the back here. And you can see where they get that name from. That red line behind their eye, red ear, that's where they get the name from. And look at these claws on them. This will really help them grip onto slippery surfaces when they're getting in and out of the water. And males have these huge claws in comparison to females. So that's another way you could tell a male from a female. And these guys don't really like being picked up. So I'm going to grab Kiwi. So Kiwi didn't really want to get out of the water, so hopefully he will be kind of calm for the rest of the video. So are red ear sliders or turtles a good pet? This comes down to a lot of different categories. One is, do you want a pet that you could play with? How much room you're willing to give them? If you want to deal with a large body of water? All of these categories and more are something you need to consider while looking at these guys in a pet store. So first off, I want to say I really am hesitant about making these videos about whether they're good pets for you. I've made one about water dragons, and I'm probably going to make one about all my reptiles, but that's a very personal question. One person's positives and negatives are going to be different than somebody else's. Some people have space constrictions, some people don't. So when we go over this list, just take that into consideration. It is a personal decision. So let's get down to the first topic. Do you want an animal you could play with? You can get them swimming up to you, but handling a turtle is not something you do on a regular occasion. These guys are not really known for being handleable. They don't like being picked up that high. They want to be staying close to the surface or under the water. So if you want a reptile that you really can pick up and enjoy, maybe not the best reptile for you. The next thing, and probably the biggest thing, is can you accommodate an enclosure of this size? This one is 150 gallons of water. It spans almost 4 feet by 5 feet in length and width. This thing is massive, and this is big enough for 1 or 2 red ear sliders. If they were females, you probably want something a bit larger than that. But for these two, because they are males, that's probably good for them. But if you need something in a small area, that's not the animal for you. He came up to say hi again, so we're going to interact with him a little bit longer. This is good for them, but not for that long. The next thing, I said that was 150 gallons of water. There's no way you're changing that on a daily basis. You need strong filters, and sometimes that doesn't even cut it. Regular water changes is also something you need to do. So keep that in mind. That's a lot of water to be filtering, a lot of power. The filter media also needs to be taken into consideration. You need to clean it. And turtles are generally dirty animals. You do want to invest a lot of time in the cleanliness of their water. We do water changes on this probably every other week to every third week. We do have a powerful pond pump filtering all this water. We don't have to change it that often, but if you have a standard aquarium filter, it's not going to cut it. You need something that is powerful, that has a lot of water flow, so that these guys can be healthy in their environment. We also have fish in here, so that really doesn't help out. The next thing we're going to be covering is land section. These guys do come out of the water. They don't spend all their time in the water like a sea turtle. You really need to allow them a space, and I can show videos of it, to get out of the water and enjoy the land so that they can bask. A lot of people put basking platforms in. That's perfectly okay, but you really need to accommodate that too. Some people keep these guys in 75-gallon tanks. I really don't like that because, first of all, it's not very natural. Not very natural. And you can offer a lot more space than that. And they'll be happier with more space than less. You can't get away. Fine, we'll let you go. So you need to offer them a land section that's big enough for them to put their whole body on without being in the water. This is a dry basking platform that they can fully stretch out, and when you do see them bask, they will stretch out their little legs and their arms and get fully dry. That's what you need to offer them. The next thing, UVB lights and heat lights. You need to have this. These guys do require UVB and heat, so you really can't avoid that. They need that to survive. They need that to develop healthy bones, to be healthy mentally, and the heat to obviously dry off. These guys do bask. Regardless of where they are in the world, they get up there, get out of the water, and get nice and dry and absorb all that heat. If you can't provide expensive bulbs like that, or bulbs in general because you don't want to waste any more power or whatever, that's not the animal for you. But if you don't mind paying for lights, turtles are a great animal for you guys to have. So the topic of feeding these guys, regardless of who you are, you don't have to deal with creepy crawlies. If crickets freak you out, you don't really have to deal with that. You can get freeze-dried crickets as well. We have some of those, and you can offer those as snacks. But most of the time, it's commercially designed turtle food. It's good. It packs a lot of nutrients, a lot of good stuff in here. Zoom Ed makes a good one. Missouri also makes a fantastic one. So that is definitely a plus for any keeper of any kind. You don't have to deal with expensive feeders that die. Commercial food is always a great option. One of the last things I want to talk about is time. A lot of people get pets and don't spend a lot of time with their animals. Turtles are not an exception to that. They do require a lot of time, a lot of effort in spending time with them, interacting with them, but also cleaning. You guys can spend as much time as you want cleaning these enclosures. That's fine, but you can't leave them for weeks or months on end without cleaning them. You do have to get in there, scrub their enclosure, scrub their decor, stuff like that. You really need to invest time in these guys. It's not an animal where you can just sit there and leave it alone. You don't want that kind of animal, then you can't get a turtle of pretty much any kind. So the last topic I think I want to cover is decor. As you can see from this video, we have a lot of underwater decor, and this allows the animals to actually get underneath, interact with their environment, and you'll see them moving about their habitat in a more natural way. In this case, we have a lot of roots in the bottom that are aquarium products. You can put whatever you want in here and it'll look nice and natural, and it'll be visually very appealing. So as I was closing out, my camera died. So as I was saying, these guys, amazing animal. If you guys have all the space to have these guys live a happy and healthy life, highly recommend Red Ear Sliders. They're amazing animals. And frankly, I love them. They're adorable. They start off as these little cute green turtles and they evolve into these magnificent animals, and they're so nice to look at. They're so majestic in the water, and wow, amazing animals. I see the lights are turning off in there. It's almost time for bed. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys are ready to get a turtle, and I will see you guys in the next video.